Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Yes, my mothers, today I'm speaking to all my mothers as well as the audience, the people who listen to me, who listen and watch my videos. My children, I know you are always asking yourself, what is that fry whatever in the background? Yes, most of the time you hear those whatever, yes, those men and crazy men, especially the gangs of pimps, those from your tribes out there. When they get so close where I am, they try as much as to fight. They have always had that notion that we are fighting, we are at a war. Whenever I send a message about the beauty of the most holy, beautiful religion, Islam or life, these drunken men whom they pick from every dirty streets corners, they bring them here. Whenever I try to present an interpretation in its beauty and eloquence, they throw in those that boys who say we are either most of the time these boys are the boys you see in your streets. Either he goes and in a madrasa he learns 2 lines of the Holy Quran, he goes to the pastor and learns whatever page of the Bible, and they come. And they say we are in jihad. That's what you hear when I'm talking, that thing that kind of interferes with whatever. That's what these boys who say we are in jihad. My people, my mothers especially, mothers of Kenya, mothers on the entire planet Earth. Me, when I say what I say to you, I never stood on my legs and I said I'm in jihad. I've never said that. I've never even used such a word in my whatever. This is the first time I wanted to inform you that in all my videos, whenever I try to present an interpretation of its beauty, they are crazy men, sick men who go to the madrasas and they learn 3 lines or 2 lines of the Quran, and they go to their so-called pastors or whatever, and they learn whatever, plus what they call their educational or qualifications. That's when you hear them kind of either trying to throw themselves and pull that what which I'm interpreting. Whatever that I've brought to human beings in terms of the interpretations of the holy ayahs of the Holy Quran, and these are divine holy provision, directives, laws, and prescription of laws, how men and women and children, boys and girls, how they should live in their societies. This thing that you heard that was called jihad, these are very rotten theologies. These are things which were added onto the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. When a imam, what you call ustaz, stands on the pulpit and starts saying, hey, jihad, jihad, those are men who are evil. They do not say jihad, they say it because there's whatever in their throat, a thing of fitna. Whatever that is clogging their throat is fitna. Any Muslim, any proper, pure, clean ustaz or preacher or imam or whatever, cleric, will tell you that the beauty of Islam is not a religion of angels, the religion of Allah. Those men who preach and say jihad, yeah, these are terrorists, not only to themselves but to whoever hears them when they say these words, terrorism. That's why I showed you that there are boys who come across these dirty clerics, and they go and listen to 2 words or 2 lines of the Holy Quran. After they listen to that, they will go to their so-called pastors in the church and they pick words from there. And they say, now, we send you to go and do jihad. That is haram. Haram. I'm going to interpret this ayah to you once again. Men who have misguided other men through false interpretations of the holy ayahs of the Holy Quran, these are men who are either strangled by those very words through either brain hemorrhage, cardiac arrest, and so many, or a stroke. For me, when I said these words, these very beautiful holy words and interpretation of the ayahs of the Holy Quran, I said them to you as human beings, that you are all living Muslims. Men and women, especially women, were honored by Allah with a holy divine honor, of which these clerics have always tried to crush. And I reminded my mothers, I reminded other living human beings who have sense, that men who sometimes preach to you, they've never carried anything in their womb other than what I don't want to talk about. But I want to show you that a mother carries a creation of a living human being, a being he created in her womb for 9 months. When that creation is being created in her womb, that creation is created under a posture, in a posture that creation is worshipping Allah, whatever the mother does. The creation in a woman's womb, let it be a baby girl or a baby boy, they are always in a posture called sujood. Sujood, anyone who is a Muslim would go to the mosque and they do what we do, and then our protocol is what? We do all the salah according to the protocol and the practice of how Prophet Muhammad taught us. Many of you who are Muslim today, they did not know that when a child, when they were in their mother's womb, they were in a position called sujood. If you are a woman and become pregnant, and if that child, that creation in your womb is not in a position, that position which is called sujood, when you go to the hospital, they will tell you your child is not in the right position, and that child, that whatever that creation, can easily cause problems, problems which can even cause the death of a woman who is carrying the womb, because that when a child is in the womb, they can easily cause the whatever to attack the heart of the mother. But when they are in a position of sujood, they are able to prostrate, and they are in a prostration posture, which looks at the Qibla of Jannah, the Kaaba of Jannah. Which many men of these stars, they never told you anything about that. They never told you that all men and women and everything on this mother planet Earth, its origin is Islam. No one has ever told you that. I've never heard it anywhere until I said to you, human beings, you are all Muslim who are required by holy divine law to dispense tranquility, peace, harmony to each and every one of your members of society, regardless of their color, regardless of their status, regardless of their bank account and numerals, whatever. That way. And on top of that, the highest percentage of your daily activities should be awarded to the mother environment, the mother nature. How do you present your contribution to your future generation of children? How do you do that? By putting your celestial obligation, by planting trees, because many of you, I would say that each and every one of you has ever sat in a woman's womb, has had a fruit, something to eat, which has been grown either as a vegetable or on a tree. That way, you are required by a celestial obligation to plant a tree, a seed that of which you ate, or which you ate a fruit and there was a seed inside. It's Allah who stores that seed inside with a pulse of Islam in that seed. Once you put it in the soil, it will germinate. Once it germinates, it starts its salah. It does its prayer, a celestial obligation to contribution to your future generation or to life. Life is in a region. Life is in a region. And that most holy, beautiful region is Islam. So you eat a fruit, but once you put that fruit in the soil, it will grow and it produces fruit. But while it does that, as it's growing, it produces flower. Flowers contribute perfumes to the beautiful environment. It will produce fruits, which is good for which you eat and have good health, and so on and so on. So if you are men and women who are responsible not to say jihad, 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 jihad. I say that word I've mentioned it today because some of you have been using it out there. You call yourself ustads, you call yourself imams, you call yourself pastors. This has made this planet to look a very ugly thing in terms of temperatures and natural calamities and what have you, disease and what. So me, I tell you what you should do to avoid either you men and women getting into confrontations and dispute with Mother Nature and the religion which constructs every muscle tissue on your bodies, either in your faces and your bodies, and that religion is Islam. It's the religion which allows you to feel whether the weather is cold or hot. It's the religion that allows you to do that. Islam is the religion which allows you to feel, to experience that. That way. Do not, men and women, and so those men who call those stars, whatever. Most of those men who stand on the pulpit and say, we are preachers, they are not there as your representatives, but they are there as your, what you call assassins. They are always killing every one of you. Psychologically, they mutilate your mind, they mutilate your whatever, your brain. Well, as individuals, you are entitled and to the dignities that allows you to understand how beautiful the religion in which every red and white blood cell is that constructs every muscle tissue on your face. That religion is Islam. And that religion does not allow you to insult your integrity or to tell a lie to your brain or tell a lie to your heart. Never do that. If you do, you end up in a hospital. As simple as that. As simple as that. That way, do not engage in any that theologies that you are in jihad. I know I've never, this is the first time I've mentioned, I use that one. I'm not in jihad, and if I ever put it on the table and I interpret it, many of you will find life very, very hard on this planet. So I just wanted to show you that I've never mentioned the word jihad. Why? Because I'm not at war with you yet. But if you put it on the table that we are at war, I say, bring it on, I'll show you what life means. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar.